Is the brake on your new pedal set not meeting your expectations? If so, let D-Nut Stuff transform your braking experience. D-Nut Stuff has brake mods for Thrustmaster TLCMs, Husingveld Sprints, Moza SRPs, Fanatec CSL Elite V1 and V2s, Simagic Pros, and UT sets. We are always working on adding new pedal sets and more, so check back often.
Ricmotech high-performance sim racing equipment. Whether you're just looking to have fun, train for race day, or become a serious esports competitor, Ricmotech has you covered. Hundreds of name brand parts. Support from experts that love sim racing. Trusted by the pros. There's only one place to go, ricmotech.com.
Does your feet hurt after a session of sim racing? Are you tired of the distraction from sore heels? If so, D-Nut Stuff has the solution for you. Our heel pads add support and comfort for your feet, so those long races are no longer painful. We can make a heel pad for pretty much any pedal set and even add your custom logo. So get one today. You won't regret it. Is the brake on your new pedal set not meeting your expectations? If so, let D-Nut Stuff transform your braking experience. D-Nut Stuff has brake mods for Thrustmaster TLCMs, Husingveld Sprints, Moza SRPs, Fanatec CSL Elite V1 and V2s, Simagic Pros, and UT sets. We are always working on adding new pedal sets and more, so check back often.
Ricmotech high-performance sim racing equipment. Whether you're just looking to have fun, train for race day, or become a serious esports competitor, Ricmotech has you covered. Hundreds of name brand parts. Support from experts that love sim racing. Trusted by the pros. There's only one place to go, ricmotech.com.
Does your feet hurt after a session of sim racing? Are you tired of the distraction from sore heels? If so, D-Nut Stuff has the solution for you. Our heel pads add support and comfort for your feet, so those long races are no longer painful. We can make a heel pad for pretty much any pedal set and even add your custom logo. So get one today. You won't regret it. Is the brake on your new pedal set not meeting your expectations? If so, let D-Nut Stuff transform your braking experience. D-Nut Stuff has brake mods for Thrustmaster TLCMs, Husingveld Sprints, Moza SRPs, Fanatec CSL Elite V1 and V2s, Simagic Pros, and UT sets. We are always working on adding new pedal sets and more, so check back often.
Good morning, happy Friday. Welcome to the Pit Stop, where we're here to drink some coffee. Got my coffee right here. Hope yours is there, or whatever you're drinking, and hang out with some friends and talk sim racing. I'm here with my good buddy. We're all here with my good buddy, Ameer Saad. Ameer, how are you on this glorious Friday?
Dude, I'm good. I'm really good. Content wise for me, nothing for me. You were a beast this week. Uh, but it was very productive on the back end side of things. And then I was it on Tuesday. Tuesday I went to visit Overtake for their community event
Oh yeah.
where yeah, so I got to try out the new Clutch, the game that's coming out, and I was pretty impressed by it. It was really good if you love the Forza Horizon games, but you want a little bit more action and adventure, like Clutch is really going to fill that gap because it's made by the old Forza Horizon team. It was super smooth, solid. The handling felt great. For an arcade title, it was really good. Graphics were nice, cinematics were nice. So yeah, that was good. And then, but to me, at least for me as a sim racer, the icing on the top of the cake is I got to hang out with Marcel Offermans, uh, showing off the last garage. If you guys don't know who Marcel is, to me, Marcel is like on my top five legendary figures of sim racing.
Yeah.
And he used to be a developer with ISI, and then later became the head of Studio 397. We know with R Factor 2. And after they got purchased by Motorsport Games, he kind of went off in his own thing. And for a while, he was pretty quiet. And then the last couple of years, he's been showcasing his sim that he's been working on for the past couple of years. It's called The Last Garage, and it was great, man. I got to sit down and try it. I got to sit there and talk for over an hour and a half with Marcel. It was just that was like the cream on, that was just the top, top thing, top highlight of my whole entire night there
Yeah.
is, you're it was, and I'm not trying to dog event. It was a great event, and if you're in Germany or near the Cologne area, and if Overtake is hosting another community event, like sign up and go because it was really fun. It was a blast. There was a lot of nice cars there because they were also making it like kind of like community event slash car meet. The people there were awesome, but it was kind of tailored for the normal, the not the sim racing content creator. It was more towards like the overall content creator because it was right before Gamescom, it was the night before.
Yeah.
So they were trying to get everybody to come out, get the motivation, get people hyped up for Gamescom. So
Who cares
everybody
if
was all
Fortnite's
about
your gig? Come play some Clutch.
right. Yeah, come play some Clutch. And so like everybody there was all about Clutch, and then there's Marcel showing off the last garage, which is if you're a sim racer, that's where you're going to be focused at. You're going to be focused on that.
It's going to
And
be an important sim.
it is, dude. He is. I think he's planning on releasing it late next year. And I tried it with the BAC mono at at a fictional track, and oh my god, dude, it felt so good. It took me a couple laps to get used to the back, but in terms of force feedback, road feel, like it gives you everything you need to make it feel like you're actually driving that BAC.
Yeah.
And I knew exactly what the car was doing the whole entire time. Like at first, dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like it scared me because I'm sitting there waiting in line. I'm watching all these other people in the rig, and they're trying to drive the car, and they're just spinning out all over the place, right? And
Gamers.
I'm like,
Gamers.
yeah. And I thought, okay, oh crap, is this gonna be like another RBR where it's like it's gonna be a true sim that very few people can master? So I'm like, oh crap, I don't know if I want to sit in the rig and try this because all these people are crashing out and everything. But then I got in, I took it easy the first couple laps, trying to get used to what's going on, get the car to fishtail a little bit. And once I got the hang of it, dude, it was so great. I was chucking that car through the corners, saving the slides. Like you knew when the tires started squealing,
Uh-huh.
and you can save it. Like you can still be like a crazy hooligan in that car, and you can get that car to kick out and drift through the corners. But it was so easy to correct. Like it was great. And then yeah, and then just sitting there and talking with Marcel for like an hour and a half outside. Like I went outside, like needed to like it was hot in there, and I went outside, to grab a drink and chill outside. And I was out there for a little bit, just looking at the cars. And he comes out, and yeah, we sat there for like an hour and a half talking about his days at ISI, his days at Studio 397, the things that he was working on, kind of the constraints that he had to deal with, the whole history behind the race during COVID when they were getting, all these real motorsport drivers to participate in online races and getting past drivers like Mario Andretti, Tony Kanaan, and all them to be part of these world broadcasted races. And it was so cool to hear from him and like get his take on a lot of things.
Yeah, how fun.
And yeah, dude, it was great. That was like I'd say like that's my highlight of the year so far, man,
Right.
I met him back in 2019 at the Sim Racing Expo at the Nürburgring. We chatted for a bit, and then coming back, running into him and see how he's doing now and everything, what he's working on, dude. It was really good. It was kind of like last year. Last year when we ran into Dave Kamer,
Yeah.
the guy that brought us the IndyCar games and iRacing. We just ran into him by happenstance, and we sat there for like 30, 40 minutes just chatting with him about so many things. And this was kind of the same thing. It was like, oh my God, here's one of the legends of sim racing.
Yeah.
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 So,
And getting one-on-one time, which is so much different than I know there was a
yeah.
lot of people there, but it sounds like you got honest one-on-one time with Marcel versus
Yeah.
the in the crowd version.
Yeah, and like he was super honest about a lot of things. I don't want to share all of it. Like it's just I don't know if he'd be okay with that, but like he gave me like a lot of insight of his days at ISI and
Right?
397 and the stuff that he's doing. And what I really appreciate what he's doing now. We're in the age of everything has to be early access, right? Because the companies don't have beta testers. They
Right.
use us as the guinea pigs and say, "Hey, we'll give you the game for $25 and be part of early access." But really, in all honesty, right, they're using us as beta testers. So his vision is this game will never be early access. I'll release a couple of demos with a couple of different builds so people can try them out and see what they like, and they can provide comments. But once it goes full release, it is full release. How he's how he's funding the last garage is what he's doing is he's shopping the engine around to motorsport companies, government, military, departments, and he's making like either truck sims for these companies or some sort of like standalone simulator, kind of a trainer like for bus drivers. Like he's using making buses where people can practice in traffic, drive the buses and stuff like that. Military truck driving, using it for the automotive industry, and he's using those funds to actually build the last garage. So
So he's basically
he's
taking the physics and the graphics package and then custom designing something for a trade or industry for pay
exactly
in order to
right.
finance building the last garage, in summary.
Yes, 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 and that's like, oh man, I'm loving this already.
Right.
Because yeah, you're not relying. I mean, you're not using us as guinea pigs or you don't have shareholders to please. So you're not going to release a half-baked game full of glitches and expect us to fix it for you or tell you what's wrong with the sim. Like you're working on all that right now as you're building the sim yourself. Yeah, so it's
Right.
it's great, man. Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't pull this up. Um, were you able to judge other people's response at all?
I talked to there was a couple of other sim racers there, and they all really enjoyed it. And what, so he was telling me that they used it last year at the Super Formula Expo that happens in the Netherlands. I think it happens like usually January, February of every year. And he's been using it for some of the esport competitions there, and people have been loving it. And that's really the only time he showcases it because he's busy doing other stuff. So that's why he's kind of usually pretty quiet, and he's kind of a private guy. But that's the only time he really showcases it, and this is the first time. And I've been wanting to try it for years, ever since I heard about it. And yeah, I think he's looking at having a demo released in January.
Ooh, that's close.
Yeah, for people to try out and see if they like it or not. Yeah.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, that's nice. That's a nice little add-on for everything we have on the news today. Gotta love it.
Right?
Let's do some good mornings. George Sandman, first to the key. George Sandman, good morning if you're still here. Joa, I don't think he's here. Good morning, though. He unsubbed because we had Moza and PMR in the title. Ameer joined him, but somehow he's here. Black Novella, good morning. Good afternoon to you, Ian Marshall. Tristan Fergus, checking out the Mercedes D-Shape and other Mercedes rims from Moza coming out of Gamescom. Yeah, we're going to show those off here in a minute.
Oh.
Good morning to you. What was that?
Oh, yeah, Tristan, he'll hear my opinion on that soon.
Spatial Dragon, wakey, let's go, Mr. Shaky, Snaky, gotcha. Studio JR, good morning to you. Caitlin, good morning to you. Jesse Fox, good morning to you as well. Alesh Mom joining us with some emoji hearts of some sort. I can't quite make those out. Good morning, buddy. Project Mayhem is here. What up, fellas? Studio JR, I already said good morning to you. What did you say? I'm between the SimLab P1X Ultimate and the P1X Pro. I don't know. Maybe Ameer has some insight there for you. Maybe.
Who was that? Who was asking about it?
That was from whoop! I scrolled. My thing scrolled on me.
Studio J.
Yeah,
Studio
yeah.
GR.
Studio. You got it.
I would say they are both very solid rigs. Two things to consider is how much space you have, because the Ultimate is takes up quite a bit of real estate. And then two, do you want, full 90-degree uprights, or are you okay with tilted uprights? I prefer the full, for full vertical uprights, and that's why I end up getting the Ultimate. But if you're okay, because for me, I got long legs, and so like having the tilt is kind of, I don't want to bang my legs every time I get in and out of the rig, so like that's why I prefer like the full uprights. But you really can't go wrong with any rig. It just comes down to between those two points would be my deciding factor, man.
Nice. Tristan mentioned more on the Mercedes. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. And Ameer has strong opinions there. Tim doing a workout while watching. Good for you. I appreciate that. Aloge, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. And when I say good morning, if you're really somewhere else, I meant that. Whatever the appropriate good afternoon, good morning, good evening to you is. Yep. Joa asking Ameer, what base did you use with that sim?
SC2 Pro, the middle one.
Okay.
I think it was the Pro.
Yep. Skeet, good day, race fans. I love it. Yep, good day. I like that. That kind of works a little more generalized, covers a lot of time. RBR isn't a true sim. It's just hard. You could make that same. I'm going to make some enemies right now. You can make that same argument over Grand Prix Legends at this point in time. As fantastic as it is, I think that the reason we all appreciated it was because it was so difficult that it drew this line in the sand of whether you were an amateur or a pro. Because if you get around the track in Grand Prix Legends, you were a pro. Because most people just couldn't even complete a single lap.
Yeah.
Christian, Janera, and family, good morning to all of you. Skeet, we said good morning. Mr. Dante, hello and good morning. PS4, I commented on you, but I didn't say good morning to you, buddy. How you doing? Yeah, that's how I feel about AC Rally. Is AC Rally just really good, or is it just impossible to go fast? I don't know. I drove a bunch of AC Rally over the last few days, and yeah, I just wow, I feel like I have to go 15 miles an hour to keep it on the road, Early access means pay us early. Yes, basically, yes. Paying to beta test. First dirt rally, after that, all early access went to, you know what. New obsession is the Caterham and GT7. That's cool. All right, almost caught up with y'all. Let's see. I'm sorry. I'm just making sure. Alesh, really rally cars have grip? If anyone's Portugal WRC, don't think the drivers would agree. David Deja, good morning to you again. Deja vu. No, we got you. Christian, I got you, and family. I got you all, buddy. Patrick, morning. Good morning to you. Happy Friday indeed. It's been a long week My brother had a rough work week. He actually called in sick yesterday. I don't think he was sick, but he called in sick. I hope his boss isn't watching. Heiko Sherman, good morning to you, buddy. All right, I think I'm all caught up. Yeah, was there a big thing between just grip levels, difficulty, and calling it a good sim in the early era? Like, because everything was so sim-cade at best that we just appreciated anything that was like, hey, racing's supposed to be kind of difficult, right? No, not everyone can do it. AC Rally is closest to physics. I'm sure there'll be a game that will be closer. I love the feel. I just marvel at what is the speed. You know, I watch Rally. I have no dirt driving experience, but I watch Rally, and they seem to go a lot faster than I'm going. If I try to do a U-turn, I just slide off the track entirely. Simgaming Expo in the house. Oh, what's the countdown? What are we at? Like 22 days? I don't know.
Something like that.
It's getting there.
Less.
It's getting there. I'm going to see a few of you out there. Sam, I saw a comment. Sam, good morning. I missed yours. If I missed you out there, please say hello again so I can say good morning. Sam, we're going to be hanging out in 20 days. Ameer, we're going to be hanging out in like 20 days.
Right? I can't wait, man.
Anyone else here going to Simgaming Expo?
I get to see my little buddy again.
Who's that? Oh, Matt. You're talking about Matt Wagner.
Sure.
All right. I guess we could roll right into, since we're 3 weeks exactly, 21. 19 barrel rolls. That's proper physics. So, yeah, Simgaming Expo, Sunday, we had our qualifying races. I don't have a lot to say about it. I had a good race. I raced better than I had performed in anything up to that point, but I was still off the pace. Just didn't get enough time in the rig, enough time in the sim. Yeah. No excuses. It's just, it takes time. You got to be practiced and ready, and I was just at that point where I was starting to feel good. So I needed just like one more day to seal the deal, you know, and like take that optimal and be like, okay, I can do this on a consistent level, or, you know, get within a couple tenths of it. And I just didn't. So I ended up finishing in like 11th place. Qualifying was the top 9. You were in.
I don't even want.
You were in.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
But I'm just gonna. I'll take care of this one. But some circumstances played out. You can see the video. It was all there on Sunday, and Ameer got knocked down to 10th place, one position out. Now, reality of an event like this is you're still counting on a lot of people to make Chicago. So even if they booked a flight, life happens. Some people just might not make it for whatever reason. Okay. Family obligations come up, work changes, whatever. So there will probably be a few spots open at the last minute, which means everybody who is in that 9th position should probably be on their A game for Sebring for the live event. Me, I'm in 11th. There's an outside chance that I could end up, but I don't know if I can like invest time. I'll be ready, right? But I don't know if I'll be ready to do anything but fill a seat, you know. You might have to take it seriously still.
Yeah, I mean, I'll still put some practice in. I'm not going to have my hopes up too high, but I'll still put some laps in the next couple of weeks. I mean, I love Sebring, so yeah, I'll be ready. Just in case George calls me, he's like, "Yo, Ameer, you bring your race suit, bring your helmet." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, sure, I did," and I'll be ready.
Skeets coming in. Hold on, let's get this right. Very nice, Skeets. Thank you.
Very nice.
One is up. We're double thanking Skeets here. Come on.
That's so true, Joa. So true.
A boot.
Very nice.
Whoa.
Oh.
Hey.
Oh.
His comment. He said it's my fault because I raced. That's
very nice.
What's it like using a 25 Newton base in rally games? Is it dangerous? No, it's not. You know why? Because I don't run the 25 Newton meters of the 25 Newton meters. So yes, I have a 25 Newton meter base on my rig, but I'm probably only running it at like 11 Newton meters. So I'm not dealing with it other than when I'm trying to do some kind of force feedback challenge, which, you know, I rarely do because we all know, you know, it's sort of ridiculous. Honestly, 25 Newton meters is ridiculous. And like maybe if you're in like in an Indy car or something and like the power steering, I don't know if Indy car has power steering, but
Nope.
if your power steering unit went out in a car that's supposed to have it, that's what 25 Newton meters feels like. It's like, remember, I mean, I used to have that kind of car when I was young, a car without power.
Yeah.
And it's like, you'd have to like double hand the wheel to turn it sometimes if you're parallel parking. Yeah. Excuse me. Ooh, that was ugly. All right. Simpit news. You probably seen the thumbnails sitting there when we opened the show. 3 videos from us this week. 3 full videos. We had the Conspit Apex bundle revisited. I don't normally do revisit videos, to be honest with you. That's just sort of like, hey, we do a review. But in this case, they dropped the price from $9.99 to $6.99 on the same exact bundle, and it was like a good bundle at $9.99. So I was legitimately, I was like, wait, $6.99 of the bundles? That's like one of the best pedal sets you're going to get for the money. Their wheelbase is really good. They're just sort of like not highest on the list right now of the Chinese wheel makers. And the rim is a really decent rim. So I'm like, oh. And then they added SimHub. So I anyway just did a little kind of update on the fact that they made a significant change to that. Better force feedback, because they're kind of on their V2. I always talk about this with new wheelbases. V1 is usually good hardware, but still needing optimization on the software. Graphics cards are the same thing. New graphics cards come out, and it's like until they're optimized by the games, they're basically useless, in terms of comparing them to the previous best. Same thing with hardware. It comes out, and until the companies get that second or third significant update is when we really start to see products. Anyway, that's where Apex Conspit is with the Apex. What's that?
I have a controversial opinion, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Sean.
Okay.
I would say, looking at just the equipment itself between the, Conspit, Simagic, and Moza, I would argue out of the 3, Conspit is the best.
I'm trying to think about that. Conspit is definitely going out of their way to pay attention to detail in a way that neither Simagic or Moza are. So, Moza, like with the new gen bases, it was basically the exact same base, but they threw some lighting on the side. Simagic, the new base, is cleaner and it has the ring light, but it's still just sort of that typical rectangular black box. Conspit went and said, hey, let's add shape, let's add color, let's try something different with our mounting solution, which works out really well. Let's offer a hydraulic pressure sensitive pedal on our starter kit. I mean, again, at $6.99, this kit is like it's going to be one of my top recommendations when people are getting in. And it's like, if you have nothing, this is probably my favorite of the bundles. So.
And this is just for me from trying it. I feel like they don't offer as many products as Simagic or Moza. Like, they don't have the same number of alignments, but I feel like the quality and the feel and the detail they put into their stuff makes them, to me at least, the better offering. In terms, if that's what you're looking for, is like you want quality, I think they're the better. And because to me, it's still, I think they have the best, what do you call it? Ergonomic F1 wheel out of all of them.
Sure.
Out of those 3.
Sure. I like their, do I have it right here? Nope. It's
not
right here. I do tend to agree with you. Now, I think everyone's going to call you out on this.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm waiting for it.
No, you just like it because it's got purple trim. Purple's their trim color, and you're just.
I mean, that gives it an extra 20 points. That does give it an extra 20 points, and I'm still waiting for you to send me that formula rim. Just saying. But no, just from everything that I've tried, like when I've tried them at the expos and hearing from everybody, like I've rarely heard from anybody that had any problems with Conspit. Yet, you always hear about issues with Simagic, issues with Moza. I mean, you've had issues with both, but have you really had any issues with Conspit?
Uh, no, but I think they're a little slower about
Yes.
everything. They're a little more
Yes.
methodical than the other two.
Yeah.
So the updates don't come as frequently, but when they
Right.
do, tend to be a little more ironed out, I think.
Yeah.
Moza was doing really well, but it seems like recently they're kind of going at such a fast rate. I think that they're getting into danger of not being able to keep up with themselves. Like so many new products simultaneously that they're having to change their software to
Yeah.
accommodate. But then every time
Right.
you open that door, you're just like the possibility of something not being perfect. Little bugs happen. And I think
Hmm.
that when you're just adding two, three products a quarter, your engineering guys are probably
Yeah.
just going. I thought about this too. As Moza keeps upscaling and upscaling and upscaling, are they upscaling their staff? Like, how do you create? Like, did you double or triple your
Yeah.
engineering and design team? Because how do you come out with things at this rate without compromise unless you've done that? Which maybe they did. I know nothing about the inner
Yeah.
workings, but it was something that, like, I literally had that thought. Like, wow, can they keep up with what they're trying to do?
Yeah.
Skeets! What about Moza
Wow, it's
haptic
very
add-ons? They
nice.
are a game changer. CRP2 level on SRP pedals for like 27 or 55 with the module.
Uh,
Yes, I agree. Well, within
but
reason. I'm going
but
back and
Simagic's done it.
yeah, well, I'm going back and forth on haptics. We'll talk about that in just
Yeah.
2 seconds here. Give me 1 second. A few other comments I want to get to. So wait, Conspet is steering is good design wise. Yeah, their steering is really good. Their wheelbases are good. I mean, Joa gave them higher credit for their pedals and wheel rims, but their wheelbases have no issue that I know of, and I've
Yeah.
been very happy with the one I was running all week.
Hmm.
Um, let's see. If you're, that's the thing. Now it's an ecosystem war.
Yep.
If you're a manufacturer, I mean, I am surprised that we aren't seeing even more drop in price of wheelbases on their own. And the
Yeah.
reason why is at this point the wheelbase is the loss leader, right? I
Yeah.
need to get my wheelbase on your rig because that means that chances are the next wheel rim you buy is from us, and the next pedals might even be from us, maybe even shifter and handbrake and other accessories. So,
Yeah.
hey, let me knock $100 off of all of my wheelbases to just blow the competition out of the water. And yeah, we maybe are breaking even. I mean, this is Fire Moza, especially with their lineup. I would be okay losing $10 per base in order to make sure that people are buying into our ecosystem.
Hmm.
Um, I'm not sure if that's a strategy anyone's using, but that's how I would do it.
Yeah.
Um,
And I will say, uh, and this is where I will give, like, I will give Simagic and Conspent in the regards, and soon to be SimLab. I will give them full props on them not closing off their ecosystem. Like they still allow it to be open. You can use SimHub, you could use other programs to run stuff. Whereas, if you're running Moza, you're stuck with Moza House. If you're running with the newer SC3s, SimiCube, you're stuck with SimiCube. For Fanatec's starting to change their stance. They came out with the QR where you can use it for other stuff, but for the longest time, like if you were Fanatec or Fanatec, you were stuck with Fanatec unless you went and got an SRM adapter module to make sure that you could use use your wheels on other stuff or use different wheels on the wheelbase. Yeah.
yeah. Tristan, I don't recall the exact. Was it Tristan? Someone asked. Oh, Skeet asked the price difference between CRPs and SRPs. I don't recall offhand. CRPs are rather expensive by comparison to SRP,
Yeah.
though. I haven't had any issues with my Moza stuff once it's working. I have had a couple issues in test mode when it's pre-release, but once things are actually officially released, I haven't had any issues with my Moza gear.
Yeah.
The new Conspit shifter looks amazing. I've seen it. Yes, it looks amazing. Haptics. I'm gonna come back to haptics in a second, so I'm just gonna kind of skip over some of the haptic comments.
MB
CB
Auto had
asked.
a good question.
Oh,
Oh, go ahead.
oh yeah. Okay. T5. Okay, and look at. Okay. God, I hate to say what I'm about to say. If you have multiple wheel rims for your 598 and you're carrying them over and you're like, I just have to, I then go that direction. The problem is the old quick release wheel rims from Thrustmaster with the adapter end up very flexy. And when you're going to the direct drive market, there's just no room for flex at this point. Not at that level. Now, the new modern 818 wheel rims with their direct adapter are much better. And if you're just like, I love Thrustmaster, I've had great luck with Thrustmaster. The T818 is a great base, and the like Ferrari rim is really, really beautiful and amazing. I'm fine with that. However, if you're not carrying over ecosystem, if you're not diehard loyal to Thrustmaster, I would not go the direction of the 818. And it's not because it's not a great wheelbase. It's just that you're putting yourself in a corner that no other manufacturer is putting you other than, I guess, Assetto. Because everybody else is going to an NRG style quick release, which means if one day you want to switch to this rim or that rim, the world is your oyster. Is that how it goes?
Yeah.
That makes no sense. What's an? I mean, like, is that good? I don't even like oysters.
Right.
So yeah, I'm not trying to throw shade. I really love the 818. Every time I use the 818, I'm like, this is a really good base. They just made some choices that I think were detrimental to their ecosystem. CB, new rig is awesome. Man, I can safely say that this might be my favorite rig ever. We had that whole rig versus profiles, it was a little bit of satire. This Focus Sim Racing, you know what I did? I mentioned it during the builds. There's something about their finish that is just so smooth, right? Like, it just, every time I've ever done a profile rig, something about it gives off that industrial feel to me. This one, despite being profile and no real differences, doesn't. It's so smooth and yeah, I'm loving it. Every time I've changed gear a few times, changing gear is easier than I've ever experienced on a profile rig. Now, I haven't tested every profile. Like, Ameer did the Sim Lab, not me. So the profile that I've tested have really been only Trakracer and Next Level. And they're both fine rigs, but I think Focus is premium and those are more just commercial or, universal rigs. So, let's see. I'm going to keep going with questions. I mean, we have some news to talk about. I don't want to spend, but you guys have some great things you're asking and talking about. People are willing to accept being locked into an ecosystem. Yeah, but you're less locked in than we were with the whole NRG taking over the world, which was a slow adaptation. It wasn't instant or overnight. But I think it's almost official at this point because even Conspit went, as much as I loved their fork style quick release, it was the coolest thing ever. They already went away from that for the most part and are now kind of switching over to the NRG, which makes sense. You're seeing more and more true wireless rims. So like the Hussingveld 1 here, for example, I have a dongle on my computer, NRG style, so it will work on any base I have here in the studio, essentially. And you're seeing more and more of that, so it's not even just the wraparound cable world if you leave the ecosystem. With the Simagic, I have my MagLink, or Mag AirLink. I think Mag AirLink is no Mag, just AirLink. Mag is magnetic. I have the Simagic AirLink, so my Neo rim works wirelessly, and effectively, I could put this on that Moza base over there, and it would operate. So yes, even though we're locked into ecosystems, we're not 100% locked in. And even Moza has their, like, it's a wired version, but they have their Moza hub so that you could run a wired Moza rim on just about any wheelbase out there. R3 are good. MotoGP, Tristan. Well, the Moza steering, only 3 are good, but the MotoGP bike attachment immersion won't be there. we're gonna check that out. We're gonna talk about some of the moto bikes here in a minute too. Okay, I gotta get going with the show. I'm gonna read through real quick. You guys are lighting up the comments. I love it. Love it. The C. Yep. Moto. Trakracer is the best. Not because you bought one. Rig. You didn't
Not the
buy
motorcycle. He's got a rig.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trakracer is part of Fanatec. Well, part of Corsair.
So yeah, two separate. I was gonna say, like, yeah, two separate companies under the Corsair umbrella. Yeah.
All right. Haven't ridden 35 years. Oh my God. I'm gonna ride one tomorrow. Okay. All right. I'm all caught up. Also from the Simpit, I had the TB Neo review. I have it right here behind me. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
This is an amazing $139 shifter. We can talk about the add-ons, the haptic reactor, which was the other video that just came out last night. This one right here. I have very mixed reviews about haptics. If you're running physics-driven haptics, like a butt kicker, but running it through SimHub, exceptional. I mean, absolute, like, if you've already got pedals, steering wheel, and bass that you're happy with in a rig, that should be your next upgrade, probably. Haptics driven by physics, and I don't care what brand you work with. It could be the next level seat, could be the Sensit haptic seats, could be a butt kicker or some other kind of transducer bolted to your rig. If it's being driven by physics, it is the next upgrade you should make if you don't have it. I don't care where you get it and what way you get it. Get it. If the least you could do is put haptics on your brake pedal. Like, I'm not even saying putting them on all three pedals, but at least get one on your brake pedal. It will change your world. It is a poor man's motion system, undeniably. With that said, I put this haptic module on the handbrake, and for the first time ever, I'm like, maybe haptics isn't always needed. Sure, it was cool. It vibrated when I got it all dialed in right. It vibrated when I locked up the brakes and grabbed the handle. In iRacing, it was wheel slip, not lock up, so it was a little. It wasn't perfect, but it was in the ballpark. Same thing with EAWRC, but in the AC Rally, it worked like a dream in terms of. But I mean, how many? Even on a hairpin extensive rally, how many times you grab your handbrake versus your brake pedal? Your brake pedal is so consistent, right? The way we use our brake pedal, it's a very consistent action. Getting that vibration, it becomes very predictable, right? And you can work with it. I don't grab the handbrake with the same dexterity that I do my foot brake. So when that signal hits and how it hits isn't the same. So it's just sort of like I'm just grabbing on that thing and it's vibrating and it's like, does it even matter if it was time perfect? And then the next thing is, in a true rally setup, like, has your handbrake ever not locked up the rear wheels? Like, did you need, like when I stomp on my brake pedal from 120, there's debate whether my wheels are going to lock up or have or not, right? Like that, like if I overdid it, they might. Right. And I need to know getting that signal is going to make your lap time better, I believe, especially when you get tuned to it. This isn't going to change your lap time.
No. I mean, because I was going to say too, like, I'm not against something like this. I just question the use of it, because I mean, for me at least, like, I mean, who really would use a handbrake with haptics? I mean, maybe drifters, right? And because they would use it to, they would use it to lock up their rears. So I'd say like they would use it the most, so they would probably get the most out of the handbrake. But like when I watch rally races, like usually it's just like a quick flick of the handbrake. Like, it's not like they pull the handbrake and hold on until the corner is done. They do just like a quick flick so they can actually get that rotation going. But it's not like they hold on to it. It's like you're hold on to it for what, like a fraction of a second, maybe a full second.
Yeah. So
like is it a cool feature? Sure. Is it needed? I don't know.
By the time the signal gets from my hand to my brain, I've already let go of the handbrake.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So yeah, it's just it's just unnecessary. It's not expensive. I mean, even with the power supply, it's only $64.
Yeah.
So it's not an expensive add-on. Now, here's the other thing I will say. If you have no other haptics, this is a pretty inexpensive way because you can actually map other things to it, and you can make it so that it's not even happening when you're, you can make it whether it only operates with the handbrake operating. Or I could have put wheel slip on without it having anything to do with me doing that. So it kind of could be a general overall haptic module. I don't think I mentioned that in my, I don't want to call it a review, my follow-up add-on for that. So anyway, but it was kind of cool doing it. And it was cool. Like, there are things you wonder, oh, would this be good? Would this not? Right? Is this necessary?
Right.
Unnecessary? And you just don't know sometimes. Like Joe had just said, having one on your shifter makes more sense than your handbrake. And it's like, you know what? You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But it also might be the same thing where depending on how effective it is, you might find out it's a waste there. Now, I would really want a gear-driven, shifter that actually has a lockout. So instead of a shaker, I'll just take like my active pedal type of thing where it's with the lockout, I get a feeling, that would be epic. But even with this, so iRacing doesn't really support a lockup wheel command in this scenario, or I thought they did. And they're weird about it because it's like, does the car have ABS or not? There's a couple of factors, so it's not a one-size-fits-all in the case of iRacing. But like, if they don't map the output for a lockout on a shifter, then the shifter won't do what it's supposed to do. So these things start becoming dependent. But I always talk about this too. It's the same with graphics card. There's a yin and a yang. They have to make a better card so that the software companies can then be like, oh, look, we have new potential. So they do some optimizations, they do some updates, some upgrades, and they fill in to that new card. Same thing, if we had an active shifter, we'll call it, for lack of better wording right now, once it exists, they can start contemplating whether it's worth supporting. VR is the same thing. So, in addition, I put out a short this week. That's right. Yeah, I 3 videos and a short. Talking about the Assetto Corsa Evo, the update.
Assetto Corsa Evo just dropped update.
They just dropped.
Assetto Corsa Evo just dropped update 0.9, and this is a
I'm
big
still
one.
waiting on
For starters,
Open
you're
World.
gonna get new cars like
That
the new
was promised
Audi
almost
R8 LMS
2 years ago.
GT2, the Audi R8 V10 Performance Quattro,
Where's that?
and the
Where's that,
Mazda
Kunos?
RX-7
They are now
FD
promising.
Spirit R. Online
Promising
leaderboards are
Rome
finally
mode.
here, along with global.
It's back.
They promised that 2 years ago.
But more importantly, it's back. It's back on the
I
book.
mean, they're already on 0.9. So you're gonna have the next update should be 1.0, which means going full release, and still no open roam. They brought Misha Chardaroon to hype it up and everything, and nothing.
I give it time. It's all getting better. Anyway, all right, so you got the new Audi R8 LMS, the new Audi R8 V10, and the new Mazda RX-7 FD Spirit R Type A. Plus major improvements to the physics, bug fixes, rendering fixes, and free roam is still very much on the way and will be part of Assetto Corsa Evo during early access. So does that mean now we're at 0.9? So now we're going to see 0.91, 0.92, 0.93, and then at 9.5,
that's what they're going to use. Yeah.
And then at 9.5 it'll become 9.5A, 9.5B. Okay, 9.6 now.
Yep.
I've seen this.
I think that's what they're going to do. Like, there's like, okay, we're at 0.9, so next one's going to be 1.0. Oh no, jinx! Next one's going to be 9.1. .1.0.1.5.
Oh, if your handbrake doesn't jiggle, are you even sim racing? I agree. Le Mans Ultimate, not a lot there, but they do have their 8 hours of Daytona going on this weekend, August 28th and through 30th. So that starts today, right? Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Race time. that's what's going on there. Raceroom. This is just kind of cool. At the I can never say this right because I'm an American. I'm a dumb American. Ring DTM test that just went on. So they put their recording equipment inside to capture sounds for Raceroom for some updates. So here, we have a little video of the Aston pulling away, supposedly running the Raceroom audio equipment recording.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. Here, you can see
Yeah.
shot of it right there on the roll bar. So that's kind of cool. All I have to say about that. Forza coming in October.
Well, before you get to the next piece of news, Pelican had a pretty good question.
Okay.
He's asking like, but how are games coded? Is the 3D model tied to the physics, and the tires are actually working like real world tires, or is it just values like back in the 90s?
Well, okay, I'm going to give you, I don't know, so I'm going to give you what I assume is the answer. Ameer might have better insight than I, but...
maybe. I'll wait till you say something.
Well, we'll never officially leave. We'll never officially leave the data code of the 90s because essentially all we're doing is expanding on that thought. I mean, there is no real world tire turning. Real world is going to always have a million more factors to it that we will never be able to plot out or map or do mathematical calculations. So you could almost say that sim racing is done in a vacuum, almost to perfection. Now, we might create imperfections like rain or debris on the track, but these are like really recreations versus real world conditions where things, change in a totally different way, even just like wear and tear. Like, so we talk about debris, but do we talk about wear and tear or, erosion even? So no, we're never going to be the same. Now, with that said, they're doing their best to create this fake tire, this model. It's the model of the tire. So within the physics model, you have a bunch of different littler models, a tire model, a suspension model, a G-force model. All of these go into what we would refer to as the physics engine or physics model. And it's not a one-to-one because some companies start with like the Unreal Engine, but then they have to tailor and adapt it to make it a sim game versus a shooter game, right? Unreal is like everywhere. I think it's almost more of a graphics running engine allowing you to run other engines within it, perhaps. So engines become modular and get put together, and where you draw the line between where it's just physics and starts switching into other areas like graphics or sounds, there's going to be overlap because they run together. They need to work in unison. So that's my take on it as a guy who knows nothing about programming. Ameer, what are your thoughts there? Great question.
No, I mean, no, you talked about most of it. So most of the games nowadays, so yeah, there's always going to be values in like the 90s. There's always going to have to be values because that's what the engine is going to take to make sure you're getting what the sim believes is the right amount of traction. Like, because if we're just talking about traction, period, just traction alone, there's always going to be a value. So let's say, the traction on the track, if it's a very green track, it's going to be set to 0. And then a very, a rubbered in track is going to be a 10. I'm just using fictional numbers, but kind of say that. So that's going to be the amount of grip you're going to have on the track. But then on the cars itself, depending on the sim, they all have contact patches. So like there's always contact points on the tire model itself. Back in the day, there only used to be one, and this is how they would calculate traction. But as sims got more sophisticated, they started adding more and more contact points to where like now they can, now you instead of calling it a contact point, it's kind of like a contact mesh. And within that mesh, there's points where they can assign different values of grip levels. So between the numbers on the tires, and, when they calculate all that, and then when they calculate the grip level on the surface of the road, that's how much grip you have allowed, within the car. That's how much grip you can feel when you're driving a sim. But then you also got to add in atmospheric pressures. You're going to add in temperature, because as temperature rises, tracks are going to get more slick. When the tires heat up, they're going to get even slicker. So there's a lot more that goes into it, but essentially everything just really comes down to numbers. And that's what your game engine, your physics engine is doing, is taking, all the changes happening in the environment, the changes are happening to the tire, in the track, and just running an algorithm to give you that feedback of how much grip is out there on the track.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Brian, looking for a room in Chicago. Anybody wants to share a room, he's willing to split your room with you. Brian, I would totally let you I would share a room with you, but I never share a room because I have the worst insomnia on earth, and I am a terrible person to share a room with. I will literally turn the TV on at 3 in the morning and take a shower. It's no fun. Yeah, my life is not fun when it comes to sleep, so I stopped sharing rooms with people a long time ago. Otherwise, I would let you because you're a great guy, and I would totally share a room with you. So if you have a room and you want to save some money, just make sure they have double beds. I'm assuming that's one of the requirements. And Brian will hit up Brian. You can save some money and buy more gear at Simgaming Expo. All right, so there's our take as non-programmers, but you're more programmer.
No, and then like Joe was pointing out, it's our computers, they'll never be able to do close to even accurate simulation of games. We just don't have the computing power. Like if you look at some of the sims that like the big motorsport companies use, they're running multiple computers. Like each computer or even two computers will have a specific engine on it. So they'll have one PC that's running the weather. They'll have one PC that's running the tire. They have one PC that's running the aerodynamics. Like there's multiple PCs, multiple engines are involved to make sure they can get as much data from the simulator and be able to use it on a real world track, where we're just, we're running our computers and trying, act, and, thinking that it's real life, but it's a lot more complicated, because now you're talking about, what kind of rubber, what kind of track, what's the surface level of the track, what kind of surface is it, the temperature, the heat, the humidity, the air pressure, the wind, all that sort of stuff. Like that is just something current sims that we use, it can't do it.
Right. Yep, that makes sense. So Pelican, I hope that answered your question. And I wonder about in your industry. So do you ever have multiple planning? You talked about running simulations. Do you ever have multiple engines running so that you can combine systems or anything like that? I wonder. So, all right. Cool. Great conversation, guys. I appreciate everybody. I love when you guys have questions. It just makes this such a... When I envisioned what we were doing here with the pit stop, this is us doing it to its fullest, talking about the news, just hanging out with people talking sim, and it's like sometimes it leads to little side conversation, rabbit holes to climb into. I love it. That's what it is. You guys giving me free rabbit holes.
Yeah, and that's why if you ever see videos of, Mercedes' simulator and stuff like that, their graphics are terrible because they could care less about graphics.
That's not the point, right?
Yeah. Their graphics are like maybe early 2000s graphics.
Right.
They want to make sure everything else is running as close to reality as they can. Graphics is just a secondary thing. Yeah.
What do I have working on my next video? Sneak peek. All right, Matt. That's a good question. I'm back.
Yeah.
So here I have the PHYSI, the PHYSI hydraulic module that goes on the Neo handbrake. I knew every reviewer in the world got this handbrake, and I knew every reviewer in the world was going to just put them all together, and historically that's what I've always done. And when I looked at the stuff that had showed up and I looked at the the price list of where it was, I thought this shifter at 139 looks epic. Epic. But I don't know about this. And I don't know about this. I love hydraulics, don't get me wrong. But I don't know about $180 add-on for $139 shifter. So I was like, I'm just going to do the handbrake, not shifter. I'm just going to do the handbrake on its own because I think it's so exceptional just on my first look at the stats and pulling it out of the box, looking at the price. I just thought it is so spectacular that I'm just going to cover it on its own because I think that's its best asset. And sorry, there it is. One of my bolts stuck to a magnet and I lost it. So that's one of the things I'm working on right now immediately. I am working on the Focus Sim Racing chassis review. And the reason I really want to get that one done is because I have future plans for it. So I want to get on to those plans. I am working on the Moza HFA motion system. And I've slowed my roll on that one because it has taken a little while to get the tuning to where I'm really, really happy. They have like 2 different settings that adjust the same thing. And getting the balance between the two is a lot trickier than I thought it would be. Normally I can get in. Normally I can do what I did with like my Vero. I get in and I'm like, all right, let's just turn on roll only. And I'll start swerving down the straightaway or I'll start braking hard into corners to see how the roll feels. And I'll keep adjusting it till it's right. Then I'll turn off the roll and I'll go to dive. And I'll do the same thing, just testing the dive and the acceleration and deceleration. See if I'm getting it right. Then I'll turn it off. I'll go through all the settings one by one and then turn them all on to see how the symphony is.
Yep.
With Moza, that just didn't work. It just didn't give me... It worked, sure. I had a motion system work. It didn't get me optimal. And so then I really had to go back through and start playing with the seesaw between the 2 identical settings of roll. You know, because one was more about speed and one was more about G-forces kind of thing. And I had to get the balance. I finally got it to where, like, in iRacing, I have it where I'm driving really well on it. I'm really happy. I'm really comfortable. But it took longer than other sims. And this gets back to what we were talking about at the beginning, Conspit, Simagic, and Moza. I think Moza's optimization is a little... They're going to need to do a couple more updates on the motion platform software to get it to an optimal position where the end user doesn't have to spend days, not just hours, days of tuning to get it right. But I am finally at the point where I want to review it, and I'm very, again, super duper happy and blown away with the hardware. The price is amazing. The specs on it are amazing, and it comes through on those specs. The software is where I've still had the biggest issue, and I'm like, well, at least that's the piece they can fix from home, right? They can fix it, and I sit here with the motion sim. So those are the 3 big things I'm working on. I'm hoping to have this hydraulic unit video out tonight. Realistically, it'll probably be tomorrow sometime. But I as soon as we're done here, I'm getting right back to work. Been working till like 1:30 at night each night for this week, trying to get a lot done before the show is what I'm trying to do. Trying to clear my plate before we get to Simgaming Expo. So, all right. I hope I answered that. No, I did not say it's not as good as Vero. No, Joa, you really took a stretch. You took a real leap to make that claim. No, it's not as optimized as Vero. Vero's more optimized. Technically, on paper, Moza is better than Vero. I mean, you're getting more motion, the same speed, and a lower price. Now, can they come through on that is still the big unknown. And it's taken me quite some time to get to where they're on equal terms. I think one of the other problems I might be having with the Moza is their 5.9 inches of travel. Oh, I can't believe I'm about to say the words I'm about to say. Might be too much. It might be more than you actually need, because if you're doing that much, that's now a lot of time in transition from one position to another at 5.9 inches of travel. That, regardless of speed, there's a limit on what we want it to be thrown around too, right? So it might be trying to do more movement than it really should. It's far more feeling of movement than any asphalt-based race car. Even a street car that you took to the racetrack doesn't have that much roll. So I found turning it down was a necessity, which I've I guess in the early days of motion, I used to do that normally. Then I got very used to it, and I started accepting a lot more motion with comfort. But yeah, I think the problem is I'm trying to dial it down so much from just too much. Now, if you're going to be a flight sim guy, though, and you were going to like do the vomit comet type of thing, oh, it's going to be critical having 5.9 inches of travel, right? So, yeah.
Like I'd say for me, like I don't care so much as the amount of travel. I care more about the speed response and the cleanliness of what gives you. So, for if we're gonna take a look at, I like compare. I kind of look at like force feedback. Look at it as audio, right? Or look at it as an orchestra. If one component of the force feedback effects that you get, is out of sync, the whole thing's gonna suck, right? Your motion rig, or even like your steering wheel, anything that gives you force feedback, because it's going to give you various different level of effects. Every single aspect of the output that it's giving you has to be finely tuned and in sync, so that way you can have that beautiful symphony. So you can really, all right, you're feeling this, you're feeling this separately, you're feeling that. It just doesn't seem like a mishmash, like static, in your head kind of signal. So
Sure.
That is something I think people should care more about when it comes to force feedback, when it comes to motion, steering wheels.
Agreed.
When you're then the price of something or the features that it gives you.
Yeah. And I think this is, again, I talked earlier about full implementation. We talked about graphics engines, physics engines, right? At some point, like the way outputs are done are going to change also.
Yeah.
So like right now, they're still really at the juvenile stage where they're like, oh, we have to deal with some haptics and some force feedback, right? But at some point, they're going to be able to layer. So somebody mentioned, what about in the off-road trucks in motion, right? Ufi Bombella. Yes, but here's the problem. They haven't differentiated all of the signals or separated them all. So like if I go to max travel on the trucks because I want to feel that air time off the jump, the problem is in order to enable that effect, I've gone so crazy over the top on other effects like roll and just bumps and other things that it's just too much. So I don't get that great to achieve the fun. I rob myself of the necessity or the better. Now, someday they'll separate the two and there'll be a difference of what's just air time versus suspension travel versus roll or G-forces. And at that point, we will want that extra. Now, right now, like again, flight sim versus racing. In a flight sim, again, generally speaking, it's not as violent in action. I mean, if you're an extra 360 to an aerobatic, sure, it's arguably just more violent. But generally speaking, aviation is smooth, right? You don't want to break the plane. Yeah. They're lightweight and fragile things for the most part. So you can use that travel for dramatic change, whereas trying to do both in a car is just two different ballparks. Someday. Matt, motion at first is going to be such a distraction. If you've never used it, less is more is a great starting point because, and I found this. I used to, when I first started doing motion, I'd go into the place that was testing and they have their carnival settings, shock and awe. That's what they want to do. They're charging 10 grand, 20 grand, 50 grand, whatever. And I'd go in and I'd turn all the settings down and then I'd enjoy it.
Yep.
As I got more and more acclimated, it's like, jumping into a pool. Do you just go in and scream, or do you want to just get into one step at a time and kind of acclimate your way in, and the next thing you know, you're submerged and you're comfortable? That's been my approach to motion. Is I've taken years to acclimate, and now you can put me in pretty much the wildest sim, and it won't ruin my driving experience, right? I might say it's too much. It's harming my ability to be perfect, but I can handle it versus at some point I would have just gotten out and said, this is ridiculous and unrealistic and get me out of here. So, all right. Oh, I need a drink. Good thing that 7-Eleven is coming to Forza Horizon.
Oh, 7-Eleven's big in Japan, man. It's
That's why.
huge in Japan.
That's
Yep.
why. Yes, yes, I've seen.
Yeah.
Like people buy their entire dinner at 7-Eleven.
Oh yeah, I used to go there all the time. It was like it was
Yeah.
on the corner where I lived at when I was in Japan. I'd go there, dude, and their food was amazing.
Yeah.
It was so good. I was like, why am I cooking when I can just go get a freaking $3 bowl of ramen and it's going to be fantastic?
And I've heard in
Yeah.
Japan it's affordable versus in America, like convenience
Yeah.
store is ridiculously like not that
Oh,
you
yeah, their
not
food
that
is
I would
super
say
affordable.
go buy dinner at 7-Eleven, but if you did, it would be really
Oh,
expensive.
if I was in Japan, I would. I'd buy my
Yeah.
dinner there. They make all sorts of things. I'm like, this is great. Yeah.
And one of the only places to find a trash can, from what I understand.
Yep. Yeah, they don't have
So,
trash cans on the streets.
yeah.
Yeah.
And there's no garbage. I think I could live in
Mhm.
Japan. I think I could live in
Oh, yeah.
Japan.
I loved it there,
Never been
man.
there, but
So good.
just culture-wise, I'm like, I don't think I'd have a lot of issue with
No?
most of it. No, I'm down with most of it, I think.
Yeah.
All right. Also coming out of Horizon, say hello, hello,
Hello.
hello, like this. No, say hello.
Hello.
To Drift Attack, a new feature coming to Forza Horizon 6 this September. September's almost here. 7-Eleven is owned by a Japanese company. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure inspired 7-Eleven in Canada. That's hysterical. 7-Eleven was so big in the United States, for those who aren't here, and then it pretty much is, I don't want to say it's gone. It's not gone, but it has substantially died off. I mean,
Yeah.
they used to be like a Starbucks. Like there was a 7-Eleven on every major corner, and now they're like far and few between.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because in Japan, like, most of them are not even gas stations. They're just convenience stores.
Right. Most of the ones
Yeah.
are that way as well.
Yeah.
All right. So Drift Attack, and I think that's it. They're showing off walking. Oh, here's how to find Forza Horizon at Gamescom. Is it over? Is today the last day?
Today's the last day.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, they do it during the week. They don't, yeah.
Okay. BeamNG, they have this picture from a few days ago. Where to? And they're showing. It's not just the taxi cab, but I swear that sure looks like San Francisco. Doesn't it?
A little bit. I see, maybe like in the background, it's like a picture of the bay.
So I see Bay. I see sunset. It looks like the Bay Bridge, not the Golden Gate, by the way. I see a dramatic incline. So this is a cross street. The way San Francisco is, cross streets are flat, and then it drops because you're. And then I see train tracks, like cable car. And look, you see this. It's a third one where I think the cable goes. By the way.
Yep.
So I'm pretty sure that's San Francisco. So I'm not sure if they're showing off the taxi cab or San Francisco. Yeah. Is that a modded region or is that an official region that's coming? I don't know.
That looks like San Fran. I'd bet that's San Fran.
I think so. And then the next one, to do. Don't forget the teaser text. Reduce jaggy edges. So they're showing off some of the new aliasing and rendering that's going on in BeamNG, which is going to be worth getting into. That's why I'm trying to get all this. That's why I work till 1:30 every day this week to get 3 videos done, because I'm trying to get all my videos done so I can play. I want to play. It's time to have fun. It's not that reviewing isn't fun, but I want to be playing, right?
Right? Yeah.
All right, that's fair. This is a big deal for a lot of us in the Simpit Rally League especially. Overtake has this one. Nacon's WRC game to release in late 2027. So that's still a little ways away. It's
a little bit. Yeah, I was reading
this.
So what is it? In 2027, they're going to be using, wait for it, Unreal Engine 5.
Oh.
Yeah. And from what I was reading, like they're building the title from complete scratch. They're scanning the real cars. They're not just making, building it by themselves. They're actually scanning the cars. Because I think what's the one they show in the video is the Lancia, right?
Turn that on right now. Oh,
yeah.
Mute. Where's my mute?
Yeah, we'll see. But I mean, it's Nacon. I know they're going through some problems. So I don't know. It's waiting to not wait anymore is going to be a very long time.
They have to survive that amount of time first.
Right, they have to survive until late 2027 before like we can actually know if this title is actually coming out or not. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's cool though. We need a new WRC. AC Rally's going slow. We need rally games. There's a shortage.
It's being built from the ground up.
From the ground up. Damn it.
From the ground up.
It takes so much time. It takes so much time to do it from the ground up. So, Gamescom. Today's the last day. 3-day show. A lot of companies there. If you're a sim racer, as Ameer and I mentioned earlier, it's very much like E3. Gamescom is a general gaming show. So it is everybody under the sun. Every type of game, every type of company could be there. So if you're a sim racer, you're kind of like running through the whole thing looking for the needles in the haystack, which are sim racing, if that was your gig. Unlike Simgaming Expo, where like 99% of every booth is going to be perfect for you.
Right.
So that's the big difference between a Gamescom and a Simgaming Expo. But it is big and it has a big draw, so a lot of companies show up. Anyway, SCS showed up to show off some ATS and ETS stuff.
Hi everyone.
So looks like they have one of those big. I call these the baby chair, the high chair simulators. Got one of those there, and they brought a big giant Volvo 100-year edition. And then just some shots here. I'm going to scroll through of some people enjoying. Here's the new Thrustmaster truck wheel. We talked about that. Someone mentioned it on a show a few pit stops ago, and I actually went and tried to find it, and we couldn't. But it did exist, and here it is in action. Here's the baby chair. Oofy Bombella! Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
That's D-Pain. That's D-Pain.
Wow, it's very nice.
Yeah, D-Pain.
I'm sorry, and I see his little icon thing.
Yeah.
Some say Oofy Bombella is the greatest racer that never races. Happy racing.
Wait,
that's how you maintain. No, that's how you maintain legendary status. Is you don't put it online.
But don't you have to race to be considered a racer?
No, you accomplish it. You put it on your resume, and then you ride it before anyone can debunk such a thing.
So you fake it till you make it, kind of deal.
No, you make it, and then you.
Or you just fake it. You fake it for the whole entire time.
No, I'll give you a great example. My iRating is a great example of this. I made it when it was easy to be made, and now I fake it by not putting it on the line.
Okay, all right. Okay, I think so. That's just like saying that I am an ace pilot before I even get into a sim.
No, I made it. I earned my iRating. I won some races. I did it. It wasn't fake. It's just that it was done when it was easy to be done.
Okay.
And now I fake it by not racing it.
Okay, I'll accept that, I guess.
Okay. I thought it was really clear. All right, so yeah, here's some shots of mainly the Thrustmaster wheel is what I was seeing in all those shots. Forgive me, but
it's kind of disappointing looking, to be honest. When you
it's-
compare it to the Moza one, it's a little disappointing.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. I think the Moza one looks a little cooler. They're very similar in some ways. This looks
maybe
so.
Just the pictures.
You know what it looks like to me, unfortunately, because of the grippy material. It looks like it's all rubber, all plastic stamped, right? So there's no like anything. It's just like generic. It looks like a 80s arcade wheel to me.
Oh, I was gonna say it just looks like a wheel that I'd find on a Dacia or something.
Is that like a forklift? Is that what you're gonna?
No, like a Dacia, like the very cheap cars.
Okay.
There's no shininess to it. Like the Moza one, at least like looks, I'd say, more professional.
Yeah.
Whereas this kind of like, or I look at him like that's something I would find on like a Mad Catz or something like that, not on a Thrustmaster.
Ouch! Oh, Thrustmaster, you've been reduced to Mad Catz level. Ouch!
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
They can't even stay in business.
Tell me I am wrong.
No, you're right. You're right. You're right. All right, Project Motor Racing definitely showing things off at Gamescom as well. They've got a lot going on at PMR. Eris is there testing. He personally tested all the rigs before they went green. All right, so if you drove there and you were happy, it's thanks to him. And if you're unhappy, it's thanks to him. They're in the booth in Hall 6. Here is also not having anything to do with Gamescom. They have the American Track Pack came out, I'm sorry. And so I see everything from NASCARs to old school muscle cars. A racy Camaro. Yeah, some cool looking cars that are now on PMR. And now here they're showing some people. So this, I'm assuming, getting a reaction video from somebody in one of their hot lot challenges. I know they're giving away like hats at their, so you get a PMR hat if you do their game challenge. And they got a Porsche in their booth, running some play seat rigs. There's a guy winning some hats and other merch. And they have a little Audi car. Look at the Audi car, the diecast. Branded for product. I want one of those. Can somebody go to Gamescom and get me one of these? I love that Audi for starters, and being branded for a game makes it even cooler. Damn it, I want one of those.
Maybe they'll have them at the expo. Maybe.
Okay. I'm gonna call them.
If I go to the Frankfurt Expo and they have them, I'll try to grab you one.
All right, gotta have one of those. All right, so here's a video of the 9 race cars spanning modern Australian touring cars, current American motorsport, and the roots of historic road racing. Wait, which one of those was there? Like a Holden in there that I missed?
So they're gonna have the Australian V8 cars. They're gonna have the Trans Am cars. You're gonna get a free Tamario when the new content releases, and then Road Atlanta, both the modern current version and the historic version, I believe.
Damn, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. Okay. Fanatec, Misha Sharodun, how do you say his name? Sharodun. He's at their booth today. That was 5 hours ago.
Steve Brown was there yesterday. I think, Misha's today.
Yeah. All right.
Callum, I already have a PMR hat I can give you. I can give it to you right now. I got one from last year. It's the same hat. Same hat they're using this year. I can give that to you.
Chris, I lost mine. I thought I had it in my box of like important mementos, but it was last I was there. It wasn't there. Like that's where I had like my iRacing diecast. I have a couple of Simpit. The big slot car size. I had a custom couple of Simpit cars made. I don't know if you guys remember those. And anyway, Fanatec's there at Gamescom. And they are officially, no, that's old news, but they're there showing off their wares and having some of their pro drivers. No Jimmy Broadband, huh?
No, he's not there. It's only Steve and Misha. They're going to be there. Yeah.
All right.
I don't know.
So,
what's up, Boosted Gaming?
Hey, Boosted Gaming. How's it going? Here is another shot of that SimTask Truck 40 add-on kit. Take the wheel. The road is calling. So yeah, there it is. Thrustmaster, because they are there as well, teamed up with SCS, but also showing off their stuff. Moza, okay, Moza's there. Moza's there, and they've got this motorcycle sim. Their motorcycle sim.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to mute that. A little revving action. So their Moza hand controller. Looked to me like they had like an R9 kind of base or something down there. And their motorcycle. They're also showing off the new Mustang GTO wheel. You just stay quiet for a minute, Ameer. You hold your tongue for a minute. Let me get through this. Moza, the new Mercedes wheel. This is the new D-shaped looking one. We've got this clustery looking thing here with all these like round dials and things on this Mercedes rim, where heritage meets the future. Here's the motorcycle control all blurred out. A new Porsche wheel rim There's a better shot of the GT3 RS rim. Looks pretty okay. I can't tell the materials. I can't tell. It looks like it might be a leather grip. They're showing off their new haptic pedal modules, the PFH pedal haptic feedback module that they're going to have, that they're showcasing. They've got their motion platform in action. They're showing their farm stick controller, general racing. Here's some better shots of the Porsche wheel. Definitely see stitched leather on that. That's good.
Yeah.
Is that a real Porsche emblem? That looks like a real emblem.
Could be. I mean, I think at least Porsche has some what's the right word for it? Some standards, I guess, when you compare it to Mercedes.
Right. Okay. Like, no, if you're going to use it, you have to use our emblems. We will sell you emblems. And what size do you want? Because I've seen them on key fobs. I've seen them, right? All right, so here is the Mercedes. We've got their D-shaped wheel, or their butterfly. And then they've got their round wheel where, look, this Insignia thing came off. And surprise, surprise, we've got one of those Bentley round monitors in the middle. What was that? Did you just...
No, sorry, I'm good. I'm good. Sorry.
Can I get you can I get you a Kleenex or a paper bag? What was that?
No, sorry. I'm good. I'm good. It's something else. Something else is causing me to gag a little bit.
Interesting looking wheel. It's cool, those round dialy things, but is it? Why would you cover it if you spent that much? What? Did Mercedes sanction a cover? Because if I have a cover that goes on my wheel, that means I theoretically could lose my cover, right? Right? It's not attached, so I put it in the glove box. My kid's friend grabs it, puts it in their pocket, forgot, right? Or I don't know. It just seems so silly to have a cover for the center screen of the wheel. And what's with these giant dials? Is this a real Mercedes design, or did Moza make something and then put a Mercedes logo on it? Do we know?
I'm trying to remember. They said something about it. What was it? I don't know. I think it's based off of something. I'm trying to look it up real quick. Because I don't want to say something that's not true.
That's a lot of dials. So these are rotaries, it looks like. These big fat circles are rotaries. Then we've got these side rotaries. So that's six rotaries plus 2 funky switches.
Yeah.
That's more than my brain can...
No.
Well, they are clearly labeled, though. I know this one's ABS for sure. Look at that giant ABS backlit button there.
It's just, I mean, and Joey, you're right. None of them are based off of real cars. They're based off of some of their, what do you call them?
Vision
cars, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. The Benz, what is it? Mercedes-Benz GT rim. I think it looks good. I love butterfly rims. One, all the buttons seem like they're in the right place. I like the little, the curves of the rim. Like it's not just a flat butterfly rim. The Porsche rim looks good. The Mustang rim looks good. But oh my God, that round Mercedes rim, like what? That to me, that's something, and. I don't want to offend the 5-year-olds that are out there. I'm sure we don't have any 5-year-olds that watch. Or like, hey dads, if you have a 5-year-old, I'm not trying to offend your kid. But that looks like something a 5-year-old drew in freaking art class. Like, when your teacher's saying, hey, draw a racing car, what do you think what the inside would look like? And that's what they drew. Like, what would you use that rim for? Like that, I think you and me had this conversation yesterday. So it's a 330 millimeter rim, I think, right?
I know what it's made. It's made for sprinter vans. It's the sprinter van
but it's not that
wheel.
But it's not that big of a rim. It's got that, was it the almost 3-inch display in the middle, then it's got the 1-inch displays on the sides, four of them. Like who would use a rim? Like what world and what kind of sim would you use that rim? Like I'm like, I can understand the Porsche rim because there's Porsche fanatics that are out there. The GT3 rim, I mean, that looks like a cool rim. The Mustang rim, there's a lot of Mustang fans out there that would use that, but this, like, what is that?
If you like to peel out and end up in the trees on the side of the road, you got to have this GTO rim.
Like, I would say, like, for me, my all-time favorite car is the Audi RS6 wagon. I would, if I had the money, I would buy one in a heartbeat. Except if it had that rim in it. I would say, nope, that is the trashiest car I've ever seen. I would throw it off a cliff and let it burn where it belongs.
All right. Oh, it was the R5 base they had it on. Here are the motorcycle controls.
But I think you can put it on any wheelbase because it's...
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
That makes sense.
Yep.
All right. Controls look pretty cool, I must say. Like, I like the way they did the tri-clamp, whatever they call it, armor. I like that they added that part. Their button positions look pretty good. Their levers look pretty cool. Like, those kind of actually resemble the levers on my bike slightly. Yeah. I'd like to try it. I haven't talked to them about sending one because I never do any motorcycle content.
I mean, how would you sit on? I don't know. I mean, they'll have it. I'm sure they'll have it at the Simgaming Expo.
Well, here it is, just on a desktop instead of on their bike. You know, so it's like it's going to be for everybody. Okay. Well, I'm intrigued. That's for sure. And I think that's it for Moza. Yes, it is. Now, Gray's Dynamics. Thank you, Joa, for sending this over. Gray's Dynamics, and obviously we're going to play it muted because I don't want to get demonetized. If you have interest in the Trakracer motorcycle, which looks really amazing, and we're seeing some other things, I'm going to play the video, but I'm going to mute it. Go to Gray's, Grayze Dynamics, Gray's Dynamics on YouTube, and you can get this whole video and hear and see all about it. But you can see this guy, like, really putting the lean into it, which, of course, anybody who rides a bike or has, that's your first thought or question about any type of motorcycle scenario. It's like, well, wait, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? Is it the G-force or the lean? Do I turn the wheel? Because if I have to lean, I shouldn't really. In fact, when you lean, you actually end up counter turning, right? Like, you turn to initiate, then the lean happens, and then you actually have to turn out of the corner to maintain the lean. So it's like very weird. It's like hard to describe. And even when I took motorcycle training course, the guy was like, "No, you turn the opposite direction." I'm like, "No, you don't. What are you talking about?" This is like it's like in Cars when he's talking to the old car, right? You turn left to go right, and I'm like, "No, you don't." Makes no sense whatsoever until you do it, and then even when you do it, you don't feel like you're doing it. It's just happening. And then all of a sudden you realize, because you like do it a little more and you're like, ooh, it leaned the bike even more? Whoa, that's weird. That's backwards. But, so anyway, please go. I don't like to steal content from other content creators. You know, they do the hard work. They deserve credit. So rather than play it in a way that we could pilfer here, I'm asking, go check out Gray's Dynamics. It's really cool. I can't wait to get on this thing. Whether it's something I would love or hate or want to use in the future, I don't know. It doesn't change the fact that I cannot wait to jump on it. Look at this guy with the VR. That's got to be cool. Where's the wheel? This one's different. This isn't the Moza, so they're doing something completely different, and it's built into the bicycle or motorcycle. Yep. So they're definitely doing it. They're not a copy of each other, in other words, other than they're the shape of a motorcycle.
Just wait for this thing to get postponed because Corsair now wants to put RGBs in it.
All right. Simagic showing off the TB Neo, which I could do that too. Here it is. Woo, woo. Yep. You check out my review. Just came out a couple days ago. Our add-on module review came out last night, and tonight, or probably more likely tomorrow, we're going to have the hydraulic add-on for it as well. So Simagic's talking about that. And in addition, they've updated their software. So SimPro Manager, new version 3.2.1, which includes support for the TB Neo. So, yeah. And I will say this. Simagic sent this handbrake to everyone and their mother. I swear, I've never seen so many reviews in my life of the TB Neo. And I'm just going to tell you, it made me think, oh, I might get out of the embargo rat race. But we'll leave that topic for another day. But yeah, when you work hard on something and then you see like 100 other versions, it's like I put a lot of work to jump into this diluted pool, right? Like I didn't work on this beautiful physique and bathing suit to jump in that crowded pool, you know? Like I need some space. I need to fly. I need to spread my wings and fly, right? So anyway,
you're a peacock and you gotta fly.
That's it. I'm a peacock.
Yeah.
My review.
You gotta let me fly, Captain.
My
Captain,
review
you gotta let me fly.
Was the best by far. I did have trouble. I couldn't. So you can switch this to the actual handbrake position, which means you'd actually have to turn it around on your rig, right, from the way you would do it. But I actually, these bolts were giving me a hard time, and I was like, I don't want to strip them just to go to a version of the handbrake that I will never, ever, ever use, because I have no desire to have my handbrake in it down if I'm using it as a rally handbrake. So anyway, one more feature it does have that I didn't cover because I said that they're tight and I couldn't do it. I did mention it.
Yeah.
But. All right, what else? What else do we have today? We're almost out of things. Revosim PC.
Yeah.
PC, PS5, and Xbox wheelbase range set for November release. So here we are. We got our sights on their direct drive 10 Newton meter combo. It's going to be 850, and it looks like look at this little dash with the little extender like articulating mount. That's kind of cool. Yeah. They've got their 6 Newton meter direct drive bundle, including a pedal set for 550. So the top of line one's going to be called the Pure, the Revosim Pure.
Yep.
Then we're going to have the Initial. Yep. The 6 Newton meter, and then we're going to have the Light, which is a 3.2 Newton meter direct drive, but it's in a plastic case for 280, which that's pretty cheap for 3.2. 3.2 is basically a T500, a G29. They come, I think they're like 2.8, so three-ish.
Yeah, I mean, if people are interested in it too, so I think what is it? So each bundle comes with the wheelbase, the wheel, a 2 pedal set, and the desk clamp that comes along with it. And so yeah, which I think I don't know if you paid attention, Sean, but those dashes that are on the steering bases, they're not dashes, they're smartphone holders.
So
if you want to use your smartphone, if you want to use your smartphone as a dash, it's got that cell phone holder where you can use it. Yeah.
I want to look at that again. I want to look at that again.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. I see it's like a little clamp.
Yep.
Interesting. That's kind of cool. That's a good idea.
Yeah. It's not a bad price. I mean, the cheap bundle's around $280. I mean, that's not too bad. I think, what is it, 3.2 Newton meters, they say?
Right.
Yeah. To get an entry for pedal set, wheel, and yeah, that's not bad. Less than $300. That's not too bad.
Yeah. Yeah, Joe, you're right. You can extend this higher as well, which I didn't do for the exact same reason.
Yeah. And you can get PS5 and Xbox support. So
awesome.
Yeah.
All right, I got a question for everybody out there. If you're going to have a handbrake or a shifter, what do you guys think the handle should be made out of? Right? like we're all gearheads, so I think everybody's so quick to jump to like, oh, that should be billet aluminum, right? Because it's beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's the epitome of metallurgy.
Mm-hmm.
And so this one came with a ABS plastic handle, which you could say, hey, feels kind of cheap, right? But in the end, you know what I realized? More so on this than metal is very hard and very cold. So if you have a metal handle that you're reaching out periodically to grab, it's going to be very hard feeling and it's going to be very cold. Just comfort-wise, right? Just that, like, does your brain even register, right? So if it's cold enough, your brain might even think about it while you did it. Like, oh, wow, that was cold, right? And it might only be a millisecond of a thought, but it might occur. ABS is warm. So when I reached over, not only was it not that impact strength of metal, right? Metal versus, but it was also warm to the touch versus colder, which it was this handle that made me think, I could knock it for being cheap, but I really like it. Because like rubber, I don't know if I want rubber, because I don't want something that's going to grip my hand back. So I feel like if it's too squishy, that I'm going to be gripped in. So when I go to release, there might be a little bit of a friction there. So because it's the handbrake, I actually really, a shifter handbrake, I really wanted to get off easy. Bad wording. But yeah, anyway, it struck me that as much as some might call that a con, to me, I almost call it a pro. Especially for the price point, right? Because if you went to billet, it would be extremely expensive by comparison. If you went to aluminum wrapped in silicon, that would be an expensive by comparison as well. David has a plastic handle on his and he loves it. The HB has aluminum. You like the combo of both. The difference. Took the aluminum handle off your Moza, welded a nut on the bottom of the tube and put a bike grip on it. There you go. Yeah.
But I would counterpoint that.
Yeah.
With a handbrake, I would want it to be aluminum, because that's one of your stress areas where it's going to get stressed the most. And we know over time what happens with plastic when it's constantly being stressed. It breaks.
Man, I don't think this one's going to break. This thing feels...
I'm just saying. That's just me personally.
Yeah, no, I understand. There's no comparing the difference, plastic to aluminum. There's no comparing, right?
Right.
A beer tap handle. I've seen people do that. Anyway, okay.
Yeah.
I guess that takes us to the Simpit. So I can't remember. Are you guys doing a practice race this week?
I don't have anything planned for this week. I could probably throw out a fun race since I want to do some practice for Sebring. I could throw up another GT3 race, but actually no, because I don't have anything planned because next weekend is when we start our preseason league. I'm going to leave the votes up. So if you're in our Discord and you're going to race with us in our league, go to our Discord and go to the Road Series chat and vote for the next car. I mean, I don't know if it's going to change because right now the the LMP2 is winning the votes. Because right now the votes between the LMP2 and the LMP3. So if you want to race with us and haven't voted, then head to our Discord and vote there. So I'll leave that vote open over the weekend. I'll close it out on Monday. And then next weekend is when we start doing our preseason races. It'll be 4 races.
So that's September 6th is the first. That's a Sunday, September 6th, 13th, 20th, 27th are our 4 preseason races.
Yeah, and then after that, we'll roll into our official 10-week series starting in October. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's it. So I don't know. Yeah, so I might just do a GT3 thing, or I might just join one of the sim stuff. But then next weekend is when we start our actual preseason Simpit Road Series.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm still looking for stewards that want to help out. You don't have to be a full-time steward. If you can only do it once, twice, or 3 times, that's fine. I want to get as many people as I can. That way, we're not just relying on the same 3 people every week because life gets in the way. So I really want to try to get the stewarding done on Mondays or Tuesdays. and then those will be broadcasted live in the Simpit Discord for everybody to watch, so they can see how we do our official stewarding. And yeah, if you just want to be part of it, you don't even have to race. You don't even have to be part of our league. If you just want to be a steward, yeah, just hit me up in Discord and let me know that, hey, I want to help out, because one of us will broadcast the race, or the race events, and then we'll sit there and discuss it and come up with a verdict. That way, people can learn something from it too, but also just to be a lot more transparent about how we come to our conclusions. Yeah.
Very cool. All right, so join us on iRacing Simpit Road Racing Series. Get into our Discord. We have a Road Racing Series thread there where you can find all the information and the dates and what's going on. With that, we also have the Simpit Rally League, which is about to kick off September 4th. So next week is when we start things up. And we have our old-timey graphic. The Simpit Rally League, we're going to be at Kenya September 4th through 11th. Means you have a full week to do your rally. It'll be 6 stages. And then you'll be put on the leaderboard, and we will have a prize at the end of the season. I'm going to be giving away my original Octane Designs sequential shifter, which was the one used for review and then was put in storage and is sitting there really in brand new condition. I think it was $250 or so back then. The new ones are a little more refined, but essentially the same magnetic shifter. Really good shifter. I remember doing the review. It's got the etched Simpit logo, which makes it extra special, one of a kind. That will be a prize. It's going to be a random drawing. You have to do 8 of the 10 rallies, be in our Discord, and you'll be eligible for that drawing at the end of the season. And it will be a 10-race season, and yeah, 8 of the 10, and you're in. And you can find us on RaceNet. So if you go to RaceNet, EA RaceNet, and go to WRC, you will find the Simpit Rally League, and it looks something like this, Simpit Rally. Get in it, join it, and you can take part, which starts up next week. Looking forward to it. I think, let's talk about Simgaming Expo. Simgaming Expo. Is this working? A few more announcements of people who are going to be there, groups, companies. This is in the Simgaming Expo Discord channel. So Simagic is officially going to be there as one of the sponsors and exhibitors. And in addition to that, here we have the map. We're starting to see where everyone's going to be in the building. And already, yes, I'm a sim racer, but believe me, I've already found the Stern pinball booth. That's right.
Ooh.
And let's see, co-exhibiting. Focus Sim Racing is going to be there with Moza, so that's kind of cool. And let's see, what else? I think that's it. That is it. So, anything else on your mind? What are you working on, Ameer?
I'm going to continue. I'm almost done filming the Vero motion. I'm going to try to finish that on Sunday. That's my main goal. That's why I might not do anything this weekend, because I really have to finish filming the Vero so I can edit it and try to have it out by Thursday next week. After that, I'm going to roll into the Cube Control Phoenix review. And then, yeah, dude, starting to hype up for Simgaming Expo.
Yeah.
I gotta get those knocked out, and then I have the SimLab 39DD wheelbase. That's hopefully, I'm hoping it comes soon, but that might have to be after the expo. I'm not sure yet. Yeah.
I have another rig here as well. We're going to be doing a live rig build before the expo. We have one more of those to go. Trying to get some stuff done. Again, my video list is still really long, but I'm getting through them. Things keep showing up, but I'm starting to slow down, like not just accept everything, because I really want to get it to the point where we can be live a lot more often. I want to be testing that new track pack. I want to be, I want to try out the new beam. And do more live testing. So I got to get through some of this stuff. We're going to keep working. I'm going to keep working till 1:30 every night until I get caught up or the show shows up. That's my schedule for the next 3 weeks. Hopefully you're going to see a lot of content from us. So any last thoughts, Ameer?
No. Everybody, I hope you guys have a great weekend. And final thoughts to you, Sean.
basically just thank you for all the great conversation. I think today was a great show. You guys had some great comments, suggestions, questions, and it made it a lot cooler than just the news or listening to us just blab about stuff. So thank you all for being part of it. Get out there, do some sim racing, have a great weekend, and stay tuned for more content. This is the Simpit. I'm Sean Cole. That's Ameer Assad, and we will see all of you on the track. Bye-bye, everybody.
Later, guys.